Guys, welcome back to my channel. And on this beautiful day, we woke up to a Sunday morning, and it was the day after we had already pulled the vines so that we can do our second phase of doing vines planting, so that we can plant the sweet potatoes. So you can see here under the tree, we pulled all the vines from the shamba and we put under these trees so that we can make seeds so that we can, after plowing this shamba, we can replant. So there was this tree that we had cut and there was a lot of sawdust down here. So I decided before we come and spray some herbicides so that they can burn the weeds, then the tractor comes to plow, I first collect this sawdust. This sawdust is from the trees and it can be useful somewhere. It can be used for lighting firewood, or it can be used for lighting fire on charcoal. Because on this day the workers were not coming in, it was on a Sunday, I decided let me take a few sacks and put the sawdust inside. So I did not go to church and the weather was so good. It was not raining and it was a bit sunny and there were beautiful clouds up there. So I decided to give myself a challenge and collect this sawdust. As I was collecting, there were a few people who were passing down there, and you can see my sister on the other end. She was collecting bottles, pieces of papers, and maybe any other thing which is a foreign thing, which is not grass or a plant that is supposed to be at the shamba. So as everybody was on their side, I collected here. There were around 4 to 5 sacks, and I was wondering, what can this sawdust be used for? Some people also make the outside door fireplace where you put mud and then you put this sawdust inside and a little bit of fuel, and it lights up the charcoal and keeps the fire inside and warm. So stay with me as I collect this sawdust. Tell me what you think I can use them for. I was a little bit bored, but at the same time I was telling myself, what else can I do on a Sunday when I have not gone to church and there are no many people I can visit? We don't have friends around. So I kept myself busy because I knew this one was going to take a whole morning because I was doing it alone. First of all, I was taking a piece of wood, then I drag the sawdust to one place so that it can be easy for me to collect it inside the sack, you see. And it was a little bit wet because it had rained a day before that. So you know, when sawdust has been rained, it becomes a little bit heavy. So there is somewhere at the garage where I'll go and put a sack down and pour the sawdust down there so that it can dry. So I was trying my best because, you know, sawdust does not rot. And if I leave it here, then it means the tractor will come and dig the shamba, then the soil will mix with the sawdust, and this particular area will not be productive of sweet potatoes. So I took the challenge and said, instead of waiting for the workers to come and help me out, let me do it myself because I'll do thorough. I like my work done very thoroughly because when I decide to do something, it's that time that I've decided to do it. I always choose, like, I don't have any other time to do it, and I do it one time perfectly. Like, the first try has to be the best of all, as if I'm presenting to somebody. So I like my work done perfectly, 100% perfectly, because I give clear instructions. I give a nice timeline, so I expect the return to be very, very good. So I was doing the same, and mark you, this place, sometimes the water passed here, so which means the water pulled this sawdust to the other end on my left. So I was a little bit tired, but what can I do? I have to keep on. You see, I've finished this side, and some of it has even started rotting. Some of it is wet, it is mixed. When you pull it, it comes with soil, and I have to be very selective and pull what has dried and the one which is still fresh sawdust inside the sack. So you can see up there I finished one sack and I have like 7 more to go. and I have to remove the whole of this area and leave only the soil. And trust me, the soil will be just perfectly the soil itself. And I was using at some point my hand because the hands do better. They rake like a rake. So let's see how it goes. You see, this is the piece of wood I was using when my hands were tired. So I use it, just see, I pull it, it helps me to pull. By the time I was finishing this exercise, my fingers were paining and bruised. I think I even lost my fingerprints at some point. So you see, this one, it's almost halfway full. So I had to lift it up, and you shake it and lift it up and put it down so that the sawdust can get the shape of the sack and I can feel as much as possible inside. So it really kept me going, because who else can I give this job? And if I give somebody, probably they won't do it as good as I want. So I enjoyed the moment because it was also fun, like touching sawdust. It feels good. It feels a little bit good on the hand, but I didn't know later how I'm going to feel. It was really painful. So comment down below and tell me, in your country, what do you use the sawdust for? Do you light firewood with it? Does it help you to burn a forest probably? Do you throw it away? Should I bury it? Because the information that I have, sawdust does not rot. So if I put it and mix it with soil, then it spoils the quality of soil. So at this point, I was just collecting and I didn't have a good agenda on how I'm going to use it, but I know it will be useful at some point. After drying it up and storing it, I'm sure it will get some use, because there was somebody who was passing by and they were telling me that I give them one sack. I wasn't sure what they were going to do with it, but for second thought, I said, we have chicken somewhere. Probably it will be used to put in the chicken house so that the chicken can sleep on it when they're hatching eggs. I don't know. You tell me what I'm going to do with it, because I'm sure this sawdust is useful. Only that our compound is fenced and nobody can come and pick it from here, and it has to move from here. At some point I have to move it from here. But if I get somebody who wants the sawdust, I think our caretaker, the one who takes care of the farm, is going to give out, because I think I won't be using it for the next few maybe months or weeks. Maybe by the time I'll be getting an idea of using it, probably time will have passed, and maybe our caretaker will have given some people a few sacks. So here I am, one sack, the second sack is about to fill, and I said, let me push it on the other side so that I can take a little bit with the free sack and try and fill it in. So by this time it was around 12:30, almost lunchtime, and I was the same person who was going to prepare lunch. So I was trying to hurry up, because at 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. sharp, usually the rain starts raining. So I didn't want the rain to get me here. So I had to increase the speed. By this time, I was really tired. The sun has really it's really shining up there. You can see how the clouds are, and you can see on my shirt. Imagine this black t-shirt. I've been wearing it for the last 1 week, because it took me at around 1 week to pull the vines that had already remained there at the shamba, so that we can burn the herbs using an herbicide. Then later, after 1 week or 3 days at most, okay, let's say 1 week, because when you spray the herbicides, then you wait for at least 5 to 7 days for the weeds to die so that you can plow. So the sun was really hot until you can see my t-shirt has turned its color to almost reddish from black. So the sun was really hot and we had not carried drinking water. I was really tired, but what can I do? I have to finish, because I'm not going anywhere until this sawdust is full. So here I had to take a break. I stood up a little bit because my back was really, really tired. but I'm sure it's because for a good cause. By the time I was finishing here, I had given myself a target for 3 good hours, and I tell you, I hit the 3 hours. Before lunchtime, I was done. So tell me what you usually do with sawdust from a tree that you've cut in your area. Let me know. Welcome back to my channel. If you're a new subscriber here, kindly subscribe, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for always supporting me. Share. Help me so that I can achieve the 50 subscribers, so that I'll be able to open my live. Welcome back. Stay tuned for more videos from the village, and when I get back to the city, I'll share more videos from the city. So welcome back to my channel. Stay tuned for more. I love you all. Goodbye.